Hi there, Dan West again. Bonjour, à la cuisine. Bienvenue à ma cuisine. Welcome to my kitchen, which is my second love of a shop, or atelier, as we would say in France. Today I'm going to make I'm going to make a chili. Now, there's a lot of really great chili recipes out there, all different types. Some more thick than others, different types of beans, no beans, Texas style, all types of chili. The one I'm going to make today is something I kind of thought up a while back, because when I used to take chili to work me years ago when I worked in the jobs, a lot of my guys wish they had chili too, but didn't know how to make it. And the chili you get in cans, some guys would buy the chili in the cans, and I've eaten chili in the cans too. I don't thumb my nose at it at all, Some are pretty good. But when you can make your own chili, or your own lasagna, or whatever, your own pizza, that's when you can make it just the way you like it, and that's the difference. I would never say this is better than that. No, they all have their place, This one is a lot different because I look at it as type of a chili where, I've had a lot of people tell me they're just intimidated about all these spices. They don't know what kind of spices to use or how much to use, and when they look at these recipes, they get kind of overwhelmed. Well, I'm going to try to really make it simple. First of all, the meat ingredients I'm going to show you, I've got 4 pounds of meat, 1 pound of sirloin, the other pound of ground meat, 85-15. I don't like it super lean. I like the fat to give me the flavor. Then you can always screen off the fat. But I'm going for the flavor. The other thing is I'm using kind of again, it's for the person who can't spend a lot of time in the kitchen or is intimidated with all these different sauces. And I'm going to have all the different spices on the table as I feel like I need to tune it up. But what I'm basically going to use is this right here. This chili con carne mix. This stuff is really good. You go to Tommy's for a chili hot dog. This is probably what they're using. It's really good. Very simple. And I'm going to be using 2 boxes of these. That takes all the work out of doing your chili con carne and all that shit. I'm going to show you what I've got on my table of all my spices. And I have my other spices there just in case you got to tune it up. But I'm going to try to go just to that right now. And that's basically it. It's going to be a very simple. I'm trying to make a very simple recipe where someone can make it up the night before and have a bunch for work or something like that, for the week. So that's my intent. So I'm going to turn this around and show you what I have here. All right, here's my ground meat. I'm going to weigh it out to 4 pounds. 3 pounds, excuse me. It's just to 3 pounds exactly. And then I got 1 pound of meat already that I've cut up, and I've already pre-cooked it. I did it yesterday. I didn't have my ground meat defrosted. That's why I'm doing this a day later. And then here, again, I'm going to have, I ripped the cover off of this, but this is what I'm using. This is going to go back in the freezer. Chili con carne, XLNT. I mean, this is really good stuff. But again, this recipe is not for the faint-hearted who's worried about cholesterol and jazz. because there's a lot of fat in this meal. But again, it's not like this is for a hard-working guy who's working hard every day. He's going to work it off. But for a guy like me, retired, I'd have maybe one bowl of this maybe a week at the most. I wouldn't eat this every day. So my other seasoning is the chili powder, cumin, garlic powder, smoked paprika. I didn't put the onion powder up, but it'll be onion powder also here. That's just in case I got to tune it up, at the end. I'm going to try to just go with just these two boxes, and just concurrently see what I come up with, see how that comes out. If I don't have to use any of these, great. That's my whole idea, to make it simple for someone. So that's knife, paring knife, spatula, scraper, and that's it. One onion. I'm going to use the whole onion, and that's it. Let's go ahead and get at it, okay? Now, I forgot to mention here, I have here 7 cups of beef broth, and I'm using this baby right here. This is really good stuff, both for poultry, and this is for beef, but they have it for poultry also. Really good stuff. And of course, I've got some crushed garlic too. This is for when I start tuning it up, getting the flavor. I may use that garlic, I may not. It just depends how it tastes. Here I'm going to do the classic French way of peeling an onion here. Again, I want to get this thing to where you can see it properly. That's the root, this is the stem. Either one's going to come out. Hold your knife like this. That's so you can just, the depth you want to go into, and you want to go on an angle. Poke that right in like that, okay? And you turn the onion. You keep your hand stationary, and you just turn that onion right around, the circle. And there's your concave, and here's your convex piece. Do the same thing to the other end, which happens to be the root. And you just go around again. So make sure I'm showing you on the camera. And again, so simple. And then we'll cut it in half. Put your hand on top of the knife. Go straight down. Then we're going to go for that edge here. That first piece here. See how it's pulling away, that piece? I pull that whole thing off. All one piece. Again, instead of trying to fiddle around with the actual skin, sometimes you can, sometimes you can't get that. Here's the skin here, but sometimes you can't get it off. You just take that first layer off. Comes off a lot easier. The first layer. And now, when it comes to cutting it, people will tell you need that root to hold it together. No, you don't, because you're gonna cut up to about here. All this is gonna come off. Okay? You're gonna cut right up to about here. All right. So again, hold your knife sturdy, and you always go like this. Your thumb in the back, nails like this, and you just come straight down. You see that? They're not falling off. Something else too, the onion's got layers, right? There's no need to cut like this, cut like that first place. No, not at all. So, cut down like this. You can make those as thin as you want them. When you get back here, you just make sure you got a good bite and come straight down, and then come across. And when you get to that certain point there, you just chop it up. And that's it. Simple. All right. Get your other onion. Turn your knife backwards, scrape it on the backside, move everything. Go again. See if you can see me better. This way. Here's one other thing I'll tell you, a little trick here. Peeling onions. You have any trouble with tearing? Tell you how you can get away from that. Put a fan on behind you. It used to be where you'd cut at the kitchen sink and have the water running, and the water would actually, generate air and fresh air. But if you have a fan around you, and they have these small fans for sale, it's so easy. O2 Cool, all different sizes, and you don't need a big one, but just put a little fan there right next to you, and it blows away, and you will not have any more problems as far as tearing, cutting an onion. All right? Take that to the bank. Threw a little piece of onion there to see if it was ready. And my oil was ready. I always generally like to saute my onions before I introduce my meat to it. I know some people do it afterwards. I just kind of like to get that flavored of the oil, from the onions already kind of in the oil, and it gets a little more savory, I think, that way. There may be some instances where it's better not to saute before. I don't know. It seems like in all my cooking it's always sauteed before, and then you introduce your meats, whatever you're doing, But hey, so I'll saute these up, and then we'll get the meat going. I added some garlic anyways. How can you not go wrong? Okay, I'm adding the meat now. This is 3 pounds of hamburger and 85/15 and 1 pound of sirloin. I'll get this all chopped up and blended in, and then we'll continue with this. Okay, here I'm adding the season mix of that Texas chili packet, and you can make it mild, and you can make it hot. This is Mann's chili, so it's going to be made hot. Although I've seen some cooks on YouTube, but were the ladies, and man, whew, I think they eat hotter than I do. They just pour that chili in there. I would look like a baby. Constantly stirring it so it doesn't burn. I don't want it to burn. In fact, I'm going to turn my heat down just a little bit. You listen to your pan just like a machinist would listen to his machine. It's talking to you if it's working too hard or not hard enough. And at this stage, you don't want it to be really boiling too hard. You kind of want to be just simmering it, you know, but not in a crazy boil. Because now you can take a chance on burning some. And I'm just about there. See how it's drawing up all those juices in there at the bottom? I think one of my chili packs got busted open. I don't know how hot this is. I can always tune it up a little bit later if it's not hot enough. Doesn't seem like much chili in there to light any fire at all, but we'll see. Little tomato paste in here. That's more than a teaspoon. I'll call that the 2 teaspoons. There. I'll call that. I could always add more. I'll leave it like that. That's about 3.5, maybe 4 teaspoons right there. Tomato paste. Tomato paste is pretty strong. We want to get a little flavor in there, but we'll. Mind you, this is my recipe. I've never seen anyone make how I'm gonna make it, because I think a lot of people would really kind of frown on it. I think I'm gonna introduce a little of my stock so I don't burn it. Just a little bit. Just to kind of cut that heat down. There we go. There we go. That looks good. Bottom still seems good, not burning. Right. Just in a minute, I'm going to put it all in there, but I want to get this other chili con carne in there, and that's what I've never seen anybody use. It's kind of cheating, but you know, again, this is for the person who'd like to make some chili, but doesn't have all day to go in the kitchen and work on it. Or I've had people tell me they're intimidated with all these spices. They don't know what spices to use. So let me get this chili con carne. That's okay. Okay, here we go. Oh man, no, turn it off and get it out of here. Nope. Okay. See how that goes. I'm going to mix this up. I just took a taste of this, and I'm telling you, this is really good. It really, really is good. And you saw how simple it is to make. It's really thick right now. This is really the way I like it. So what I want to do, I'm going to put some more stock in it. I want what that stock's going to do, let it simmer more. It's going to help tenderize that meat a little bit more, the meat chunks, and it'll reduce. One way of reduction, one method of reduction, is just to cook it, evaporation. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to enter some more of this stock in it. I actually made more than I need, but there's no way I'm going to use all this for sure. But I'm going to put some in here. I want it to be really, really liquidy right now, because now I'm going to let this simmer, and it's going to reduce it in reduction. I want this thing to simmer for maybe 3 hours, 3-4 hours. You could eat it right now. You definitely could eat it right now, but I want to soften the meat chunks in there, because they're just browned, and they need what now some more time in this chili to get nice and tender. And towards the end, I'll add the beans. I'll just let this simmer for right now, and I'll add the beans later. So we'll be coming back to this probably in about maybe 2.5, maybe 3 hours. All right? So see you then. Well, as you can see, I've added the pinto beans, and it has reduced quite a bit, and it's nice and thick like I like it. And I'm telling you, it tastes really good. I wouldn't believe me, I'm my own worst critic, and if it wasn't good, I would tell you too much of this down. But then again, you know, chili, like a lot of dishes, you could use the vernacular is in the eye of the beholder, good or bad. In this case, it's in the person's palate, whether they like it or not. And I'm sure there's a lot of people that would not like this at all. Probably because I used excellent chili con carne, which has a lot of saturated fat in it. But by the same token, I'm sure there's a lot of people like myself that would like this, because we're not going to eat it every day. And I'm making this for a batch like this, obviously for storage. And you know, a lot of times people, I don't like my family back in France, you make a lot of stuff and you put it aside for you know, for later. But I mean, this thing really tastes good. I just had a piece of solid meat there from Sterling, and it is tender. It's really good. So, what can I tell you? It's really. Let me get a ladle and pull a bowl up. There we go. There you are. Danny's Easy Chili. The whole idea for this chili, and I mean, it really tastes good. It is simple to make in terms of what you use. The box of Texas chili powder or any concoction you might want to buy at the store. They have so many of these where they're made for chili, and it's already set up for you to mix it, you know, in your chili, the basic chili. And the whole idea is simplicity, you know, where you can, you know, it's one thing to put it together, right? And then, like, I reduce it. Now, you can put it together and then let it simmer for what, 2, 3, 4 hours, whatever you do, on a weekend or something. Do other things, but to actually put it together, it doesn't take that much time at all. Probably the longest is sauteing the onions, you know, if you do that, if you even want to do that. It's after you get to a certain stage, you add your powder, you add your beef broth and your chili con carne, stir it up, and you're virtually done. There's 3 packets in this one chili box that I showed you. It's a packet of all the spices. There's a second pack, a real small one, of any heat, or, you know, which really isn't much at all, I tell you. You'd have to, I guess, be really sensitive to probably think that's hot. It just gives it flavor, really, but there's no heat to it at all. Spice, but again, it's not that much. Then the other packet is a white packet of Mesa to thicken it. And you can use that, or you can. I happen to went ahead and use it because I used all 7 cups of my broth. So I really wanted it to simmer. But it's getting late now, and I just used the 2 packets. It worked great. I mean, how simple can you get, you know? So it's simple. You can adjust the flavoring to what you want. And I'm saying this is a really easy way of a person making their own chili without having to go through all these different seasonings. I mean, there's a lot of them. You can really get into it if you even want to bother with it. So the big thing is that chili con carne. It has so much in it. I mean, if you're ever, again, there's a lot of saturated, when you read it, there's a lot of saturated fat in it. So that's why there are a lot of people probably wouldn't buy something like this. But how often are you going to eat it? Now, I really realize some people would never eat it, so I understand. Me, I'm eating it. 70 years old, I'm still kicking, I'm going. The only reason I'm so overweight is my diabetes. The doctors tell me it's insulin I'm taking, because I've never been overweight like this, never in my life. But ever since I've been taking insulin, other than that, just eat in moderation. Again, it's a simple way to make it. If someone really wants it, give it a try. It really works. And other than that, that's it. I hope you got something out of it. Always my email is at the bottom in case you got some comment or something. I would just say, as usual, have a good time in the kitchen. Don't cut yourself. Learn how to handle your knives. À la table. Au revoir. À tout à l'heure.